Alright, what's up everybody, it's Shblef, and today we are playing some Rainbow Six Siege. Sometimes I wonder why I even bother telling you guys what game I'm playing, because chances are it's Rainbow Six Siege. And if you're clicking on the video, you know what game I'm playing. Oh my god. So this is the new map. This just threw me right into this game, so here we are. But I'm here today. I am arriving on my microphone to talk about some crazy shit that's been going on in the subreddit because of the new update to the TTS. They basically changed how the recoil works, and they buffed bullets and did some other things, but the main focus for today is going to be the recoil changes. Now the whole subreddit is really fucking just freaking out about these recoil changes, and I don't really see why. Now I'm sorry if I don't really know where I'm going for this map. I've only played it a few times, but the recoil changes, like, I understand why people are angry or upset or whatever you want to call it, because from the looks of it, if you just went into the TTS not knowing what was happening and you were like, what the fuck happened to the recoil, then yeah, you could be angry. But people don't really seem to be seeing the big picture. They're kind of just like angry. They're like, oh my god, these recoil patterns suck. And it's really stupid because I think the recoil patterns are just placeholders for what's to come. Like, obviously, they're not going to implement those recoil patterns. That's the dumbest shit ever. That'd be far beyond stupid. So what they're doing is they're testing out just basic recoil patterns for starters in order to get, like, a better idea of what's going down. It's not even open. Get me out of this. I don't like this. I don't like any of this. So they're just testing that just to make sure that it works and that it does what it's supposed to do. And so maybe they can continue it and you know, get some better recoil patterns going, because right now they're pretty garbage. I'll admit that. They're a little weird, and I understand that people are upset about that. But like, they're going to change them. They're gonna make them better. They're gonna get better. It's gonna be okay. You don't have to freak out.
And what do we have here? Watch your step.
And like, everyone's up and they're just grabbing their pitchforks like, they're taking our game. I'm quitting. If anything worse happens, I'm quitting this game. It's terrible. It's like, no, you guys are just freaking out. And I've been posting about this. I've been telling people, like, it's not that big of a deal. It's gonna be fixed. They're fixing issues. We're not gonna be having these problems once it goes live, because they're gonna change how the recoil patterns are. These are just placeholders, guys. They're just placeholders. It's okay. That's a mirror. I thought that was a hole. Jesus. Someone in this bathroom.
Friendly, last operator standing.
Boy. Getting triple teamed. That was fun. But yeah, it's a real mess right now on the subreddit. I would not suggest going anywhere near there, because everyone's just whining and complaining, because they don't really understand how the whole pattern part works. They're all like, oh, it's gonna be like CSGO, it's gonna be just a one-tap fest, and there's gonna be scripters and all this blah blah blah, and it's just like, it's not gonna be that bad. You guys are just fear-mongering, and it's getting out of hand. First of all, the only reason CSGO is a one-tap fest is because it's one shot to the head without armor, or depending on the gun, with armor. And there's huge line of sights. Like, this game does not have big line of sights. So you're not, like, if you spawn outside, the other team doesn't spawn across the map and you have to shoot them from like 100 meters away. That's not how that works. It's not like that. It's like this is the farthest you get right here. That's it. There's no way that turns into a one-tap fest. And second of all, it raises the skill ceiling just a little bit. It's not a whole lot. It's just a little bit. Because it makes you have to like control your recoil and know the recoil before you can actually
10 seconds to insertion.
like kill someone. So instead of being RNG based, so let's say you're having a gunfight and the only reason you lose is because some random stray bullet comes out of the guy's gun and shoots and hits you in the head. Like that's not really fair. So they're trying to remove that. And then third of all, it fixes the whole misalignment issue. Now people are saying that the whole misalignment issue is because the like gun field of view is the field of view is 50 for the gun or something like that, but the field of view for your character is 60, and that's what causes it. And they're all like, well, why don't they just change the field of view to 60? And I'm sure there's a reason that they haven't done that. And I mean, if it was that easy, they would have done it already. Like, I'm sure there's something going on, and that's why they have to revamp the whole aiming system. That's the only way I can understand that. So, you know, I for one accept our new recoil overlords. I think it's a lot better. Did I hear one more? I don't like this at all.
One friendly remaining. Prevent further entrance to the biohazard. Stop the hostiles from securing the biohazard container.
Fuck. I think it's a good change. And I don't know. This one guy that made a post on the subreddit, and he was saying how the change in the recoil and the change of the map pool is pushing the game towards a more competitive aspect, and that's a lot healthier for the game because it is a competitive game. Like it is a competitive game. You guys need to get that in your noggins. Like, it's not some casual shooter that you can play. I mean, you can play it in your free time, but like if you want to get good and you know you want to get to a higher rank, you have to play competitively. You can't just casually play the game. You have to learn the maps, you gotta learn how the guns work and how they move, and you gotta learn the movement in the game. Like, there's a lot of things you have to understand in order to get good at the game and in order to play competitively, because it's a competitive shooter. So Ubisoft is trying to push the game towards this competitive nature, and people are like, no, don't do it. Oh my god, I have to learn something new? Oh, this sucks. It's like, if you're not ready for the game to become competitive, or because it's getting a lot bigger, and it's probably going to be the next competitive shooter that is very popular. So Ubisoft needs to push it so it can grow and it can be less RNG based, because right now the recoil is all RNG based. Like, when you're shooting, the bullets just pew, 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 like flying out of your gun. So hopefully what they're gonna do is make it a more. It's still gonna have like some weird pattern to its recoil, but you'll be able to like control it properly. And it's gonna be better for the game. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be good. Because, you know, less RNG is always better for a competitive shooter. You know, why do I always have to join games late? It's pissing me off. Like, here, I'll even read the dev blog. It's right here. I'm looking at it right now. It's staring it right in the face. So they say, yeah, they're overhauling the recoil, blah, blah, blah. And so what they're doing is The first bullet goes where you're aiming, and the second one is going to be driven by a simple left/right pull valve. So they're probably going to have some option that makes it really easy to just switch up the recoil and balance that and stuff like that. And they can use this like data set and this engine for each gun. And so it's going to be like a static recoil, but it'll be they'll probably make it look like it's not. So the bullets are always going to go in the same spot every time you shoot. But it's going to look like some random recoil, and you'll be able to control it. And it's going to be, I don't know, it's going to be good.
Mission successful.
It's going to be good. I know I'm saying that a lot, and I'm having issues, you know, finishing my whole speech. But, like, you know, if I end it with, it's going to be good, I hope you guys understand that it'll be fine. Like, everything's going to be okay. We'll be alright, team. We gotta, you know, it's just, I hate going on the subreddit right now. Everyone's so pissed off, and it's so annoying, because half the people don't even know what they're talking about. Yeah, here, I guess I'll just read the paragraph for you guys. It's a lot easier, so... this let us define as many recoil data sets as we wish at any stage during a fully unmixed race. Let's go back to our example. Obviously, the first bullet always goes exactly where you're aiming. The second one is driven by a simple left/right pull value. This time, we can say to the engine, for the second bullet, use this recoil data set, and for the third bullet, use this other data set. That way, we can say where every bullet goes in relation to the previous one. So it's not going to just be like this straight line or a C or a zigzag for the SMG-11. Like, they're not gonna fucking do that. That would be a death sentence. They're not stupid. They're just gonna play around with that. They're testing it right now to make sure that they can do all this shit. It'll evolve into something really nice and we'll all be happy. Well, yeah, I know people's complaints are like macro users, but I don't know, you can't... It's not gonna just... a massive influx where everyone's going to be using macro scripts. Like, it's not going to become that. And if it does, they'll do something about it. No. Hopefully. I don't know. I shouldn't talk that much and imagine that they're going to magically fix all the macro problems, but... Oh, I heard her! Damn it!
One friendly operator remaining.
Ugh,
All friendly
frustrating.
have been eliminated.
Oh, look, even right here. I didn't even read this bottom part. It says, our vision to have a recoil system that stays true to Siege and how it feels without ever making the player feel like they were cheated out of a skillful shot or that they got lucky with a poor show of skill. That's what I'm talking about. This is what I want to be fixed. Now, obviously, there are more problems that need to be fixed and bigger issues, such as like netcode and hit registration and latency and interpolation and all that shenanigans. But, you know, they still got to work on other things in the game to get it working properly. Like, they got to, you know, do other things. They can't just focus on that and then never worry about the game. You know what I'm saying? They have to do things, guys. I just,
We need to locate the biohazard container.
I don't know. I'm just real disappointed in the Siege community right now. Everyone's acting like a bunch of douchebags. I've been trying to explain this to people and I'm getting downvoted out the wazoo. So are people that are trying to explain it. And people, they're just not having it. They're all angry. They're like, oh my god, the recoil changes. It's like, do you guys like read? Do you guys just like read? You know when you're taking a test and the teachers tell you to read the problem? Do you guys read the problem? Hello? It's like, really fucking right there. Like, it's not going to be different. They're just trying to fix the whole misalignment issue. In other news, we can move on from that. Capcan is getting something. I don't even want to call it a nerf or a buff. He's 2 speed, 2 armor. He's getting 5 traps. With no laser. And he's got they don't do lethal. So I'm not sure what to call it, to be honest. Is it a buff? I guess it's a buff. But honestly, they should have just made him 2 speed, 2 armor, and then had left it at that. Like, that would have been fine, but... Oh, hello. Go.
Resume securing the container once the threat is neutralized. Hostile activity. Securing the container once the threat is neutralized. Container. Op 4 last stop standing. Resume securing the container once the threat is neutralized. Friendly last operator standing. Secure the room. Protect the
Booyah.
container. Op
Well, I pretty much got all my frustrations out. I don't really have anything else to talk about. Subreddit's being douchey. They're really mean people. And I think they're all upset because Ubisoft like isn't listening to. They're like, oh, the majority says they don't want the recoil pattern. It's like, well, you're not the majority. So they're like, oh, but it's got like 2,000 upvotes. It's like, wow, 2,000 upvotes? Dude, there's like 80,000 people that play Siege. That's not the majority. Fuck off. I like it. I think it's gonna be a great change. I think it's gonna do the game very well. If that even makes sense. There's another comment. I think I already have that. Maybe not. I think it's gonna be good for the game. I really think Ubisoft has taken a step in the right direction, and I think people are just overacting because Ubisoft doesn't really know how to explain things that they're changing. They just kind of like, here you go, and then everyone's like, ah, what the fuck? What is this? Ah! And they freak out. And then Ubisoft is like, wait, guys, no, we're doing this, and then this is gonna lead to that, and everyone's like, ah, but the things, they're different. And then Ubisoft is like, see, this is why we don't talk to you. Because you guys are all fucking annoying. Well, yeah, that comment sucked, so I think that's gonna do it for this episode. I know one guy commented on my video, he was like, yo, what's your loadout stuff? So, buddy, to you, if you're interested, I don't remember your name, I could really quick take a peek. I'm Hexic. That's what he asked me what my loadouts are for all my operators, and I told him that I use flash hider for all my operators, which is true. Unless I'm feeling spicy, then I'll throw on like a silencer. So, but I mean, it's really whatever you're comfortable with, man. The only reason I use flash hiders is because I tend to burst. Most of the time, like I'll take pot shots at people. And I prefer that over going full auto. It's much easier to control. So, for the most of the time, you know, I guess the only gun that shouldn't have it is probably the P90. Like, oh, well, that's not even an option. So there you go. Yeah, flash hider on pretty much everything. If you're using like a semi-auto, you obviously want to use the muzzle brake, because that reduces overall weapon kick for single shot firing. It's very good. And then on attackers, I usually have silencers on my pistol, because then when I shoot cams, they don't, or shoot at people, they don't really know that I'm there, you know? So it's a little, just a nice little thingy that you could do. You don't have to do it. I'm not saying you should. But you know, as a plat player, I would recommend it, because, you know, plat players know everything, am I right? That's funny. That's funny. Yeah, I mean, with shotguns, too, I don't really have anything that spectacular. It's usually just holographic. I don't even usually put laser sight on. That's about it. It's a good question, though. Fantastic question. What are my loadouts? It's really whatever you're comfortable with. Like, if you like to spray and pray, Jesus. then you should use a compensator, but if you like to burst, then use the flash hider. Overall, the flash hider I think is a little bit better than compensator, because the first like 5 shots have like 30% recoil reduction, so it'd be very crucial to land those first 5 or 4 shots or whatever it is. But if you're kind of just like running and gunning, then just throw on the compensator. Either way, you'll be fine. If you just learn to control recoil properly, then it honestly doesn't really matter what you use. You just get a small boost to your gun according to what barrel you have. So yeah, that's my explanation. I think that's gonna do it for this episode. Talked about some Ubisoft stuff, nothing too exciting, but I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.